Okay, today we're going to break down the brilliance of Fuzzy's Revenge, the theme from Fuzzy's Revenge, written by Kazuya Motobi, back for the MS-27. And yes, this was back when technical limitations were a bit more limited, but he just did this brilliant thing that really elevates it to the next level. Now, everyone knows about the first minor F double. First minor F double, second minor F double. First minor F double, second minor F double. And then everyone knows about the K doubles, which is the same thing but to the right. So first minor K double, second minor. First, second. So you go F, K, F, K, F, K, F, K. Now, what Kazuya does that's brilliant is he will go from the first Jib-Jab to the 17th Jib-Jab after pairing with the F keys. So F, K, Jib-Jab, Jib-Jab. 17th. And now normally you think of the 17th Jib-Jab as kind of a wonky Jib-Jab, okay? But here it brings up this tragic, bittersweet. So first, 17th, and it gives you the sadness, and it really brings out the kind of tragedy of Fuzzy's Revenge. And that's what's great about Kazuya, is he's never afraid to go away from tragedy in his retro video game music song stuff. F, K, first Jib-Jab, 17th Jib-Jab. And what's great is it pairs brilliantly with his next beat, which is the Homer keys, where he goes Homer, Homer, where he goes Homer, 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 right? Homer 1, 2, 3, and then F, K, first Jib-Jab, 17th Jib-Jab. Okay, and then Kazuya, he goes all out, right? He goes all out, and he goes down to the xylotrons. First xylo, second xylo, 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 F, xylo, Jib-Jab, Jib-Jab, Jib-Jab. And then he comes back home, because you're thinking, of course, the Jib-Jab, everyone knows Jib-Jab resolves to trumpet. Jib-Jab, trumpet, Jib-Jab, trumpet. Now, it's not trumpet, trumpet, obviously. If you know anything about music, you know trumpet's a nickname based on the French composer Jacques Trompet, but we call them trumpet keys. Okay, and then he continues, he goes first, second, Jib-Jab, 17th Jib-Jab, trumpet, trumpet, Homer 1, Homer 5, Homer 8, and then he brings it back home to Homer 0. Okay, and no one ever uses Homer 0 because it's thought of as kind of a bittersweet key. You don't want bittersweet right after your Jib-Jabs. Everyone knows this. And so you can't go too bittersweet. But Kazuya knows, he knows if he does his Jib-Jab, 17th Jib-Jab, and then the Homer 0, it kind of comes together in this beautiful thing. Now, anyone who knows anything about music knows right after your 17th Jib-Jab and your 0 Homer, you are going to want to go to the Maggie. Maggie right there. So you go Homer 1, Homer 0, Maggie. Okay? And then you go Barney, Combo Wombo, Wombo Dombo, Wombo Bing Bong, Bing Bong Tombo. Okay? And this is, of course, all what Kazuya does. Combo Wombo, Wombo Combo, Bombo Ting Ding Tong Tombo. All right, and everyone's on board with this. We all, of course, understand this. Anyone who doesn't, you don't have to understand music to understand Wombo, Jib-Jab, Combo, Wombo, Tombo, Bombo. But then, what's brilliant about Kazuma is he will go and he will dial it back to Homer 5, 4, 3, 2, 0, okay? And then Jib-Jab, 17. And that's just brilliant. It is just brilliant lyrics craft for the MX-18. When you're making Fuzzy's Revenge, everyone thinks you're going to go Homer, Maggie, and just stay there. They don't think you're going to bring in the Jib-Jabs, but when you do bring in the Jib-Jabs, you bring in 17 Jib-Jab, and then he plays the 17th Jib-Jab 36 times in a row, okay? And normally people are like, okay, you play it 34, we get it, but he plays it 36 times in a row. And the 17th Jib-Jab, when played 36 times in a row, it gives you that kind of honey mustard kind of flavor, you know? And that's what's brilliant about it. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. Bring in Homer 0. Bring in Homer 0. Back to Maggie. Back to Maggie. Back to Homer. Back to Maggie. Flicks. Bix. Xylo. Trilo. Trumpet. And that is how you make a perfect soundtrack. And of course, Kazuya understood this. This is why Fuzzy's Revenge is remembered by each and every human being on the planet. And they can probably, even if they don't technically know the technical terms like Homer and Jib-Jab, they know that there's something going on there that gives this kind of bittersweet, honey mustard, ranch dressing, melancholy flavor. And it's just so beautiful. And that is why Kazuya Motoya is one of the greatest composers who has ever lived, because everyone knows the 36 17 Jib-Jabs. And that's what really gives Fuzzy's Revenge its great feel, is the 17 Jib-Jabs. But it's not until you bring in the Homers, and it gives you the ranch dressing, Italian sauce, buttery flavor of sadness and sweetness that makes Fuzzy's Revenge the greatest soundtrack that has ever made in human existence. Look out, Overworld theme from Zelda. Look out, Mario. This is the greatest music in video game history.